Hello, welcome back. So this is the third video in this series, and what this one focuses on is the student side of grade our essays. So I'm going to go ahead and get it started. The second video showed how the teacher could create an assignment. And so now we're going to go ahead and set it up where the student is logging in. And you can see that it is gradeouressays.com/student. One of the things that I showed in the last one is that you can actually copy that code and put it into Canva, into Google Classrooms, whatever it is that you're showing your students just directly up on the board. You could give them the code, whatever works for you. And so that's how they would join the assignment. All right. So they're just going to put in that code and click on Join Assignment. And here they're going to put in their name. So whatever name that they use, they're going to need to make sure that they use that each time that they log in if they're going to revise and edit a day or two later. So you can see I have some names in there from previous entries. I'm going to do student lucky number 7 and click on Start Assignment. So this is what it's going to look like for the student. Now, if you remember, I originally had put in that they had all of these accommodations, and so you're going to show, I'm going to show you how each one of those work for those students. You'll see over here on the left-hand side is the writing prompt, and I had said that I wanted it to read aloud for them, so you would click on Read Aloud, and it's going to actually read the prompt for them.
Imagine you are a wildlife researcher who has just learned about how koalas...
There we go. And then the passage, I also said that we could have that read aloud to them. A lot of times it's not capable for students, but in this case, we're going to let it happen. All right. Next thing, we can change the font to a small, a large. We've got our highlighting tool. So if I want to highlight some information, I say, oh, that would be great to put in as evidence. I would highlight that and click on my highlight, and then that is highlighted for them. Do the same thing. Go to the next one, and I say, oh, this one would be for my second piece of evidence, so I'm going to highlight a different color. Okay. Another thing that you can do is you can pin some notes. If you wanted to take this and say, oh, that would be great, let me pin that, and it's going to say, what do you want to pin that for? Use this for evidence. Now, I'm just picking different pieces. I haven't really looked at it, but I would put that right there, and then it would pin that for the students. Okay, next we're going to go on down. There's the whole passage right there with the prompt right there available to them. Now, when we go to this right-hand side, we're going to see that it has the rubric. And if they click on that, they'll see whatever your state's rubrics are. This one happens to be the state of Texas, grade 5. And so the rubric shows organization and development is going to score a 3, 2, 1, or a 0. And they can just minimize that back up. And then then the conventions is a 2, 1, or 0. That shows them, and then it kind of gets out of the way for them, so you can put that right back up there. Pin notes, if they do pin something, they just click down there and, oh yeah, this is what I wanted to go ahead and have that for that piece of evidence. They can edit that. They can trash it, whichever works for them. All right, so then the other key accommodation that we put in here was a graphic organizer. We have different graphic organizers loaded in here for you. Could be that they are going to do a claim evidence reasoning type graphic organizer or races. We have a 5-paragraph essay graphic organizer, which is your body, your introduction, your body, 1, 2, 3, and your conclusion. And we have a compare and contrast. And we also have a cause and effect. All those would be available to them to use as they need. All right. I'm going to put that back up. Here is where they're going to type their answer. They've got their prompt over here on this side. They've got the passage over here. And they've got to the ecosystem. And so you can see how that works. I'm going to delete that because that's not what we want to put in there. Based on this writing prompt, which says, imagine you're a wildlife researcher who has just learned about koalas, to keep cool in their hot Australian environment. Write a multi-paragraph essay explaining various ways that koalas stay cool. Use information from the passage to describe blah, blah, blah. Be sure to include specific examples from the passage. Explain why these methods are important for survival. And so we would read our passage, and then we would find our information, highlight it. And if you want to clear, you can clear and start over with your highlighting and also your pinned notes. Your dictionary, if I click here and double click, and boom, there it has fascinating, to evoke a sense. All they have to do is double click to get that dictionary. If we click on that, it's not going to do anything. So they just need to click twice, double on the word, and it will provide that dictionary directly to them. All right, so if we're going to go ahead and type our essay, we're going to say koalas. Now, what did it ask me? It wanted to know that how koalas stay cool. Koalas stay cool in the hot Australian. I don't know how to spell Australian. Oh, it's not an I there. I'll get it right. There we go. Actually, let's go ahead and leave that in there. Hot Australian sun, and notice it has the ziggly line underneath to let them know that they have misspelled a word. Sometimes they just don't care and keep on typing. Hot Australian sun by hugging trees. So I'm going to go back down to my article. They also eat leaves to help keep them cool. I'm not going to type a bunch here just for the fact of saving time here. Notice that it does automatically save for me. And then when they're ready, it's going to tell them their word count. And it's also going to let them submit their response. It doesn't have a due date. It shows them up there, shows their student name up here. Let's make sure there's anything else I want to show you here. I think we showed you everything that they need to do. So we're going to go ahead and submit our response. Oh, one more thing I want to show you is they also have the ability to bold and italics and underscore, all those things as well. We can undo, 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 or we can redo as well. So all of those features are available to them as well. All right, and as easy as that, that is all they have to do. So they're going to click on Submit Response. Click yes, they're sure they want to submit. Hopefully our students aren't submitting just that on their extended constructed response, but we all know how that goes. So as you can see, it shows that they are scoring against the rubric. It's running through a double process to ensure that they score correctly. All right, so this one scored it a 1 and a 1 here, and it gives them their feedback. You did a nice job. Gives them some really good positives, not just want to focus on the negatives. And then in each category, it's going to give them specifics. Here it says, you did a good job identifying 2 ways koalas stay cool. To improve, try adding an introduction and a conclusion to your essay. Also explain why these methods are important. Conventions, your sentences are mostly correct, which helps the reader understand your ideas. To improve, check your spelling areas like Australian and make sure all words are spelled correctly. So it gives them the good feedback that they need in order to improve their writing, but it also gives them the positives. Your writing shows that you understand the basic ideas. Next time, try to include an introduction and conclusion. So it's perfect for the students. They can go and revise, or they can say, I'm done, and be finished with it. And then if it does say that they're done, so when they go back to revise, it'll look like this again, but it'll already have what they were working on in here. So say they needed to finish that class period and come back the next day, they just need to log in with the same username and it will pop up what they had already done. And so I'm going to say, this is why they need fur. Resubmit, and it'll give them a new score. So that is how it works for the students. That's it. So you can easily have your students' work graded for them, gives them the scores, as well as great feedback to allow them to reconstruct their essays. If they click done, it's just going to take them back to that main screen right there. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can always reach us or connect with the bot on Grade Our Essays. Also, one last thing, we have loaded these tutorial videos into the top right of the teacher spot, so I can point that out to you in the next video as well. But if you go to your dashboard, it will show the videos link up in the top right-hand corner. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.